We are back for episode 9 of Free Bet of the Week for this weekend at UFC 323, and we are currently 14-6 on Free Bets of the Week, which is a great record to have. Last week, our Free Bet of the Week of Volkan Oezdemir by KO points cashed so easily. It was actually funny. It was such an easy bet, and I don't know why the odds were so close for that bet. I thought Volkan Oezdemir should have been like minus 400, 500 going into that fight, and he really did make it look easy. And UFC 323, there was a lot of options to pick for Free Bet of the Week, but ultimately there was one that stood above the rest and that I'm going to give you guys that is absolutely going to cash this weekend. Now, if you want to access all of my bets, click the Discord link in bio or comment Discord. In November, we profited over 15 units, which is absolutely insane. If you don't know, if you're a $100 unit better, that is $1,500 profit, which is crazy. And a $100 unit betters really is not a lot of money. But let's now get into the considerations for the free bet of the week. One consideration we had was Alexandre Pantoja against Joshua Van. Now listen, I'm a fan of Joshua Van. I love his style. He's a great boxer. In my opinion, the best boxer in the UFC. He has great volume, great cardio, and he really pushes a pace with an insane output. And he does have good takedown defense. But at the end of the day, man, Pantoja's grappling is just next level. And in my opinion, Joshua Van is probably the worst grappler he's fought, besides maybe Kai Asakura in his title reign. Now, Joshua Van does have good takedown defense, but Pantoja will be able to get him down. I think we can all agree with that. And on the ground, I do see him being able to lock up his body triangle, hold him there, put him in bad positions, and potentially find a submission. But I likely think that Pantoja is going to win a controlled-based decision in this fight. I ultimately did not pick Pantoja for Free Bet of the Week because I have another one that is more confident. My next consideration was Jalen Turner against Edson Barboza. Edson Barboza in his last fight looked absolutely horrible in my opinion against Drakkar Klose. If you watch that fight back, there was moments where he was just not defending punches. He was getting hit clean and he would try and reach and clinch as his defense, just leaving himself wide open. If you actually watch that fight in like round 2, I think Drakkar Klose hit him and it looked like Edson Barboza was out on his feet, but Klose decided to clinch up and could have finished him right then and there. And listen, I know Jalen Turner is coming off his short little retirement. His mentality as a fighter is very questionable, but I think that none of that is going to matter here. He is still younger. He's 30 years old, taking on a near 40-year-old Barboza. He's still in his physical prime, and he is an absolute beast. At the end of the day, man, this guy was really close to beating Gamrot. You can argue he beat Gamrot. Yeah, he lost to Moicano, but he did drop him in the first round. And he ended up getting submitted in his last fight against Bahamondes, which isn't a great look. But I don't think Edson Barboza is going to go out and submit him off of his back. And even in that Bahamondes fight, he was looking pretty decent before that. I think he goes out here and he finishes Edson Barboza and makes it look really easy. But ultimately, I did not go with these options as Free Bet of the Week. And the official Free Bet of the Week for UFC 323 is going to be Merab to cover the point spread at minus 195 or $1.52. And I think this is going to hit absolutely easily. You cannot give me a logical reason why Peter Yan is going to do any better than he did in the first fight. And if you're thinking logically, it only makes sense for him to do worse. I think Peter Yan has regressed in his last few performances. Now, that doesn't mean Peter Yan is not good anymore. He's still very high level. But in that Song Yadong fight, that was a very close fight where he had to mix in offensive grappling to get that one done. You see against Davison Figueiredo, that was pretty competitive, and Figueiredo did not look good in his performances that followed. And Marcus McGee, he went to a very close fight with Marcus McGee as well. So while Peter Yan has been on a slight decline, Merab has just improved leaps and bounds every single fight. His striking is improving, and he's really owning his skill set and mixing up his weapons, and which has made him an absolutely unstoppable force in his title reign. This is his 4th fight this year. He knows what to expect in that octagon, and I think he's going to do what he did in that first fight. I think he's going to strike maybe a little bit more, not shoot as much takedowns in this fight, but either way, I struggle for Peter Yan to even win a round in this fight, which is why I got Merab, the machine, Dvalishvili, to cover the point spread. And I think this cash is easily bringing our record to 15-6. And remember, if you want all of my bets for this card, I am actually pretty confident for this card. And I got a lot of different bets, underdogs, locks, parlays. And these are all going to be dropping in the Discord in the next coming days. So if you want all of my bets, click that Discord link in bio or in the comments down below. And let's make you some money on UFC 323. Let's go.